Hi, it's Rachel. So, we're talking about the last seal. Okay, and well, before I get to that, you go through chapter 7, and this is talking about the sealing of the 144. Okay, and that is, and again, this is what's so interesting because the tombs are being opened, right? The seals are breaking open that tomb. So, what happens during this time is that when you get to this point of God filling you, that the Son moving into you, of the Spirit infusing the flesh, you're sealed. You have God written on your foreheads. He's on your mind. He's in your heart. Everything about you, your personality, everything is becoming a reflection of God. Thus you are part of the consuming fire. You are the light. Everything about you is of the Spirit of God. And when that's the case, you're sealed. So now what you're doing is what we saw with the sixth seal about that moving in, the earth quaking, splitting open. That's what's happening, is that people are being sealed with that Spirit of God. And that is your protection. And if anybody thought of anything of a rapture, and again, I don't like that word because it has so many, it's a concept made up of man that is very misleading. But all that means is that you are consumed in the Spirit of God. Heart, mind, spirit, reflection, everything that you are living and breathing by the Spirit of God. You are a living creature and you're moving into eternity, and that is where you're at. Okay? You are sealed at that point. So then in verse 8, it says, when he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. And there is a silence in Zechariah that it says, and I'm just going off memory here, but that it says, all flesh be silent, for God is arousing from his holy temple. He is awakening. He is coming up in his people. Okay, so, and that's exactly what's happening, is you're having this sealing. He's coming in his fullness, and now it's like, okay, we've been unsealing this tomb, and now you're at the last seal. And it's like, okay, there's silence because God is about to come forth. To have the Spirit of God is a very serious thing, okay, because he is perfect and holy and loving and righteous, and it is quite the process, as you have been seeing. As he comes out, that's how he comes in creation. He comes through us. That's why Christ came as one of us and not some other kind of creation, because that is showing how he is going to abide with us forever, is being within us, a part of us. And that's why that new covenant is so perfect, because when he's a part of you, you desire what he desires. Your thoughts are his thoughts. You walk perfectly without effort. Thus you are in your rest forever. Okay, so here you have this silence. I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. Okay, these 7 proclamations. Then another angel having a golden censer came and stood at the altar and was given much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. They are offering up their prayers. They're saints of God. So they are a part of his work and his servants. Okay, they are carrying and speaking his words. And remember, the prayers of a righteous man avails much. when you're sealed and you have the heart, the mind, the spirit, all that of God, your prayers are very powerful because you're going to be praying according to the will of God. Because you have everything that's counter to that will in you is gone. So you are praying with a very pure heart, and that is very powerful. And what are the prayers that they're desiring? That all shall be saved. That their labors would be attributed to all. It says, and the smoke of the incense with the prayers of the saints ascended before God from the angel's hand. The angel took the censer, filled it with fire from the altar, and threw it to the earth. Those prayers of desiring that all should be healed, that all should be saved, that is the refining fire coming from that altar, and it is going now to the earth. And there were noises, thunderings, lightnings, and an earthquake. So the 7 angels who had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The 7th seal, remember who is worthy to open these seals? Christ is. He is the understanding. He is the truth. He is the Word of God. When He opens up those tombs, then what is coming out is the Spirit of God that has been within those tombs. It's just like the butterfly that was in that cocoon. While it's in the cocoon, it's been transforming and changing and all these things and becoming a butterfly, right? But yet it's not flying around in the world yet. It's still trapped. Okay, but when that cocoon is broken, when it is open, when the tombs are open and that spirit flies out, that is the Spirit of God coming out, and it's going into all the earth. And what these Revelation is talking about after this with these trumpets is just that. It is the destruction of the wicked within us, and it's basically this process that the living creatures went through. Again, whoever or how many ever or whatever that is, it is they're holding the Spirit of God, and they are now bringing that Spirit into the earth. That is how God flows, is through His people. It is His Spirit that is coming and being poured out on all flesh, and that's what you see in those trumpets. It's coming through those prayers. It's coming through those words. It's coming through that the saints, those that God has chosen at this time to serve Him in this manner. This is I know there's a lot here. And again, there can be many, many layers. And that is one thing I have seen over the years of learning from God, is that's why you can't have any idols. You can't have any restrictions on what He might be desiring to show you, because that is going to prohibit your understanding. And it is the very understanding that is our victory. Because faith is our victory, and faith comes by the Word of God being spoken to us, and it is His words being spoken to our spirit. Okay, His words of life, His living words that are bound by nothing. That's the Spirit of God. Okay, that's how we commune with that Spirit and gain understanding, is through the words. So words are very, very important. And they're very important in these days. And one thing that you're going to be seeing among those who are truly of God is that they're going to be speaking healing, they're going to be speaking regeneration, they're going to be speaking peace, they're going to be desiring to be a peacemaker, for those are the sons of God. And again, there's another example of those firstborn, the first resurrection, the sons of God, and what their roles are. They are the peacemakers. They are making peace where there is no peace. There is no peace in this earth. And as they are revealed, this whole process I just talked about, that's what they're going to be doing, is they're going to be bringing in peace by bringing in understanding. Because it's that understanding that our faith is built upon, and that is your victory. Remember, it all comes down to your mind. I've talked about in the past the battle between the truth and the lies. And when you're under the sway of that spirit of disobedience, it's because you have no understanding, you have no truth, so you fall underneath that. When you come to understand the ways of God, they are so many more times desirable than the ways of disobedience. Okay, and this world has covered that because it's full of death and lies and corruption and manipulation. But the ways of God are bountiful. They are life-giving. They are the fulfillment of the desires of your heart. And this is what people need to understand to come to the true Heavenly Father, who loves deeply and loves greatly. His name has been blasphemed and attributed to so many different things. His heart is to love. He created this creation so amazing. When you just look at the biology and the physical makeup of this creation, it's beautiful in its structure. How much more does he care for the spirits of eternity, the souls of mankind? There is a perfect, beautiful plan that he has that is involves a complete renewal of heaven and earth. And he is God. He will fill all in all. And he is going to be doing this work, and that's what Revelation is talking about, of creating peace, of bringing all hearts into that righteous standard, of writing his heart, writing his truth on our hearts until all hearts hold that truth. Because that is truly the desire of most people's hearts. They just don't understand it because they have been bound in deception.